Psychopathy. Psychopathy is a personality disorder where a person has certain traits that make them very different from most people. These traits include a lack of empathy, being very charming, and often being very manipulative. Psychopathy don't feel guilt or remorse like most of us do. This means they can hurt others and not feel bad about it. They might lie, cheat, or even commit crimes without feeling guilty. For example, Ted Bundy was a notorious serial killer who used his charm and good looks to lure his victims, showing no remorse for his actions. His ability to blend in and manipulate those around him made him extremely dangerous. Sociopathy. Sociopaths also lack empathy and guilt, but they tend to be more erratic and impulsive than psychopaths. Their behavior is often unpredictable, and they have difficulty maintaining long-term relationships or holding down jobs. Sociopaths are prone to outbursts of anger and may engage in criminal activities more spontaneously. It's caused by a mix of genetics and environment. For example, Richard Kuklinski, known as the Iceman, was a contract killer who exhibited impulsive and violent behavior. He led a double life, hiding his criminal activities from his family and neighbors. Narcissism. Narcissists have an inflated sense of self-importance and a deep need for admiration. Narcissists have a personality disorder where they think they're super important. They need a lot of attention and praise, but don't care much about others' feelings. They often exaggerate their achievements and believe they're better than everyone else. This can hurt their relationships and make them manipulative or abusive. Narcissism can be caused by a mix of genetics, upbringing, and experiences. Example: Adolf Hitler exhibited extreme narcissism, believing in his own superiority and demanding unwavering loyalty from his followers. His grandiose vision for Germany led to devastating consequences. Paranoia. Paranoia is when someone feels intensely suspicious or fearful of others, even when there's no real reason to be scared. It's like feeling that everyone is out to get you or trying to harm you. Imagine always thinking that people are talking about you behind your back or plotting against you, even if there's no evidence for it. People with paranoia might constantly check locks, avoid talking to others, or think that harmless events have hidden meanings. One of the challenges with paranoia is that it can strain relationships. If you're always suspicious of others, it's tough to trust and connect with people. This can lead to defensive and aggressive actions to protect themselves from perceived threats. Delusional thinking. One big problem with delusional thinking is that it can affect how people act. For example, if someone believes they can fly, they might try to jump off a building. This makes delusions dangerous. Delusional thinking means believing things that aren't true, even when there's clear evidence against them. Imagine being absolutely convinced that you have superpowers, even though it's impossible. People with delusional thinking may act on these beliefs, leading to dangerous or irrational behavior. Megalomania. Megalomania is often linked to narcissism, but it's more about the obsession with power and greatness. Megalomania is when someone has an obsession with power and thinks they are much more important or powerful than they really are. They often have an inflated sense of their own abilities. This state of mind can lead to authoritarian behavior and a disregard for the consequences of their actions. For example, Napoleon Bonaparte, who believed he was destined to rule Europe, engaged in numerous military campaigns to expand his empire, often disregarding the human and political costs. Obsessiveness. Being obsessive means getting stuck on certain thoughts or activities so much that it's hard to focus on anything else. It's like having a song stuck in your head, but way more intense. For example, someone might wash their hands many times because they fear germs, even if their hands are already clean, or they might check if the door is locked multiple times before they can leave the house. This kind of behavior is often seen in a condition called obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD. OCD is a mental health disorder where obsessive thoughts and compulsive actions take over a person's life. Obsessive behavior can be really distressing and make it hard to do everyday things. It can affect school, work, and relationships. Sadism. Sadists are people who find pleasure or enjoyment in causing harm or pain to others. They might enjoy hurting others physically or emotionally. People with sadistic tendencies might bully others, manipulate them, or even engage in violent behavior. This can seriously hurt relationships and cause a lot of harm. This can manifest in both physical and psychological cruelty. The movie based on sadism is Cannibal Holocaust and The Dark Knight. Machiavellianism. Machiavellian is a personality trait where a person is very cunning, manipulative, and focused on their own interests. They often use deception to get what they want. Think of someone who will lie, cheat, or manipulate others just to reach their goals. They don't really care about right or wrong, only about winning or achieving their aims. Machiavellian people might pretend to be nice or friendly, but it's often just a way to get something from you. They can be very charming but usually have hidden motives. The compulsiveness. Compulsive behavior is when someone feels a strong urge to do something over and over, even if they don't really want to or it's not necessary. It's like having a habit you just can't break. Compulsiveness is commonly associated with obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. OCD is when these thoughts and actions become so intense that they interfere with daily life.